Following total atomic annihilation, the rebuilding of this great nation of ours may fall to you.
Hey everybody, this is Dirk and I'm going to share with you how I achieved 100% happiness to achieve the award in Sanctuary. Just to let you know, this is not my first time through in this game. I had to restart it because there was a glitch my first time through, so I had to restart again just so that I can get the trophy. So as we go ahead and move through my settlement, there's a provisioner, and if you notice to my left, these outer buildings, I really didn't use. I didn't want to spread my settlement out that far. First thing that you will notice probably is that all of these defensive guns that I have set up here in the beginning, these are all the lowest level guns. They only provide 5% defense for my settlement. The next big thing that I did was I went crazy with the pictures. I did watch an internet video where somebody else was showing that that's a good way to raise your happiness. So what I did was I took their advice and I did add a lot of pictures everywhere. Inside the buildings, you notice I have pictures. There's a decent bed. Just a little brief on the beds. Beds really don't matter to the settlers. A bed is a bed. A framed bed or a sleeping bag doesn't matter to them as long as they have a bed. I also made sure that I put lighting everywhere my settlers slept indoors. The next big tip here is the emporiums. These are the biggest or the highest level shops that you can add to a settlement. And if you notice here, I'm looking at my clinic. Now there are 6 settlement stores that you can set up. There's a clinic, there's a food and beverage, there's a clothing store, there's a general trader, there's an armory and a weapons store. Now according to Bethesda, the Fallout Survivor guide, the armor and the weapons store do not provide happiness to your settlement. So if you plan on building those stores for happiness, they're not going to achieve that for you. So if you notice here, as we're looking, I do not have any armorers or weapon stores in my settlement. And just to share with you, I have 18 emporiums in my settlement. Another thing to point out real quickly is that all of my male settlers that work at the stores, they all wear suits and they all have fedora hats. All of the women wear dresses that work at the stores, and all of my settlers that work at the farm wear jeans, flannel shirt, and a baseball cap if I have available. And also notice, if you're noticing, look at all those pictures on the side of the wall. When my settlers walk around, I want them to see photographs. I want them to be happy. Again, just going out to the perimeter, these are just the Gatling guns, just to let you know, I don't build any guard posts. I don't waste settlers putting them at guard posts to defend it. I use these automated guns, the lowest level guns. So we're going to take a trip inside of the what I call my little shopping mall here, where all my settlers are. And if you notice, there's this big long table. This big long table serves a purpose for me. And what it does is each night at about 10 or 11 o'clock, all of my settlers congregate in this area. I don't know if they're attracted to the light, if they're attracted to the table, or what it is. But if you notice, I've already got settlers sitting around me. They're all standing around the booths. They're sitting down. They're conversing with me. I'm just trying to interact. There's Mama Murphy. There's the night sky. I'm going to take a quick look to see what my numbers are. So let's take a quick look. I have 24 people, 24 food, 100 water, 26 power, 110 defense, and 33 beds, and a 99 happiness with an up arrow, and I'm almost done in my size. Keeping in mind, once you reach past that size, you can't add any more additions once you reach maximum size. So at this point, I'm just going to go ahead and show you all of my settlers. I'm going to ring my bell to get everyone to come to the middle. There's Mama Murphy. Something else you have to keep in mind is that your settlers want to interact with you. they are the most happy when they talk to you. You are their leader. There's the Vault-Tec rep. He is the guy that you use in the very beginning of the game when you set up your facial settings. He does your survey. You can find him at the second or third floor at the hotel in Good Neighbor. You may have noticed that Riley was another special trader that I have in my settlement. You can find her at Long Necks. That's out on the far northeastern part of the map. Long Necks. She's having a conversation with a gentleman that's at a fish packing plant that's got she sells his fish food, and there's an issue with it and she doesn't want to sell it anymore. So that's where you can find her. But if you notice here, as I'm walking amongst all my settlers, they all want to talk to me. Settlers that have a name as Mama Murphy, they're going to repeat their programmed script. They're going to say the same thing to you over and over again. The vault guy, he's going to repeat his script to you. Riley's going to ask you the same thing. Sturgis, he's the mechanical guy, fix-it guy at your sanctuary. He's going to say the same thing over and over again. Settlers that don't have a name, they're pretty much going to ask you, what do you need? How can I help you? You may get an option where they look at you and they say, you may get an option to ask them, what have you heard? Now that's a great option to select, because you can then go in and find out if there's issues with the settlement. There's a couple of issues that I've come across playing my other games. I don't necessarily hear them in this one, but like I said, I replayed this game. In this game, I haven't gotten any complaints, but the complaint that you normally hear is one, people are having to double up in the beds. There's not enough space to sleep in. That's one of the complaints that you may hear. Another complaint that you may hear is that we need to stop these raider attacks. Okay? And then another complaint that you may hear is we need to do something about this ghoul problem. Now the last two complaints that I talked about, the ghouls and the raiders, that's when you open up the game and you progress and you do a number of the Minuteman missions. Now in my first game, I did a lot of the Minuteman missions. I opened up a lot of the settlements. In this game that I restarted, I didn't do that. What I actually did was, I stopped when Preston, the Minuteman liaison, gave me the mission to go to 10 Pines. When Preston told me to go to 10 Pines, I didn't do it. I stopped. If I were to go to my quest right now, you would see 10 Pines is still an option for me to do, and I'm not going to do it. The game doesn't penalize you for not going forward with that mission. And what that does is that helps you not to have to travel to all those other settlements that you open up. Because I don't know if you're aware, but once you start opening settlements, you start getting requests. Please come and help us. There's raiders, there's ghouls, there was a kidnapping. So if you don't open all those settlements, you don't have to run to them to save them. You can stay here and keep your happiness up for your settlers, because being here keeps your settlers happy. Okay? So there we go. I've got 100% there. I finally reached it. I'm just going to show you. I'm going to add a screenshot here. There is my benevolent leader. And we'll just wait a few more seconds here. And there's my platinum trophy. Well, I hope these tips help you and get you to your success and completing your 100% happiness. Thanks for listening.